It's another boring day, a very boring day in cryptocurrency land as all the majors, Bitcoin and Ethereum more or less trading sideways. Today's video, however, going to be focused on Ethereum, and there's actually a bit of a setup. Even though it is a boring day, setups are emerging, and there is actually some very, very interesting things going on over there. Other than that, I want to welcome you back to the Eric Crown Crypto channel. It's lovely Saturday, or I believe it's Saturday. It's fucking awful outside, but that doesn't matter. Let's just jump right into the charts over here. I should, however, let you know first and foremost that we do still have our sale going on for another couple days for the 4th of July. Yes, that's right. It's Saturday, so that means it's another couple days. Any one of the programs or products are on discount right now. That, as always, comes with a humble request to watch the promotional videos that accompany any one of them. It's like explain who they're for, who they're not for. Big folks, however, on the quant program down here in the left-hand corner, which my face is actually covering up right now because it's going to be bundled with the skeleton key after this sale. So if you do get into the quant program before, this will be kind of like your last chance to get that one on a one-time purchase. And then it's going to be bundled with the skeleton key and going to be going to a monthly service. And it's actually going to, I actually think it's going to be pretty damn cool just because you're going to be able to bundle the strategies with the automation tool basically and the backtesting tool as well. All right, sweet. Let's jump right into it. Starting off with Ethereum. Actually on the HPDR indicator right here, I think that the 3-hour time frame is getting these ranges incredibly well. As you can see, it precisely got the spike to the downside on Friday's lows. And as of right now, Ethereum playing within the lower bounds of the current range. The current range lows coming in at 1830. The top side of the range coming in at just below 1950 to be fair. And the average of the range coming in at around 1890 or so. So again, as long as Ethereum's within the lower bounds of this one, yeah, pressure remains to the downside. Still, however, need to see a break and closure below 1830. Basically yesterday's lows. And at that point, I'd be looking for a much more severe pullback in Ethereum, maybe even all the way down to 1750 or so, somewhere around there, 1750, 1760. By the same token, if Ethereum can be reclaimed, especially 1900, that'll put it in a bit more of a position of power. And back above 1950 is where I would be looking for continuations to the upside off of, essentially confirmed breakout. Looking at stochastic momentum, daily is still angled to the downside pretty heavily as long as Ethereum is below 1960. So that is, that is basically right around the top side of the current range. So I do like how it matches up right there. 12-hour time frame is going to be showing downside pressure below 1912. Again, a little bit around the average of the range. 6-hour time frame is going to be showing actually upside, although a bit weak on that one, above 1840. 4-hour time frame is going to be showing potential to the downside below 1860, which again, it is a couple bucks below as of right now. And hourly is going to be showing downside pressure below 1865. So we do see the 6-hour time frame is kind of the odd man out right there. And I probably would be looking for another retest around these lows. And then the real question is, does it actually break those lows? If it does, big moves to the downside likely to occur off the back of that. But in the short term, yeah, probably another retest somewhere around the current lows of last week. And then the real question is, what happens after that. Anyways, what I think is probably most interesting about this, and hopefully going to kind of tie in a few things, is going to be this Ethereum setup over here. So this is essentially a variation of the skeleton key that you can actually set up for yourself in alignment with the quant program. And we do have it set up for Ethereum on the 6-hour time frame. So in this case, this is a Joule Light based setup where we are looking at, the thresholds below about 50. PMARP also going to be having a threshold there as well. Actually, sorry, the PMARP is not going to have any threshold on this particular one. This one's pretty damn generic as far as setups go. Very, very simple. But in this case, Ethereum or the Joule coming down below the 50 read, turning white alongside that PMARP condition, and alongside what other conditions do we have here as well? Actually, not much else. Just a day, a day filter right there. We do see that within the context of the last 112 closed trades on the 6-hour time frame, there's been a pretty high probability of a decent move to the upside. Almost 71.5% of the last 112 trades have closed with a pretty decent positive gain. If we actually go into the performance summary right here, we can see that the average winning trade printed about almost 7.5% actually, 7.4% to be exact. Losing trade a little bit more than that, but of course this one does have a higher win rate, so that is why it is viable longer term. And we can also look at the average amount of bars taken in the winning trades, which was 21, versus the losing trades, which was 38. So average amount of bars in the winning trades at 21 on a 6-hour time frame. Just doing some bad mental math, I mean that's like 180-ish. What's 180 divided by 24? I don't know off the top of my head. So let me just quickly get my calculator out over here and see how many days that would kind of put us around. Yeah, about a week, a little bit over a week on average. For the losing side, a bit more than that, more around like 10 to 11 days from the actual setup given. But in this case right here, we can see a pretty damn simple one. It did fire off an entry earlier. Well, I guess this was later on Friday. If it does play around the average to the upside, well, that'd be about a 7.5% move. That put Ethereum on new highs, actually closer to $2,000. Obviously reclaiming that critical 1900 or so region that we spoke about earlier first, and then the breakout region above about 19, I think it was 50 or 60 or so. By the same token, a very obvious way to invalidate this one is with a closure below 1814 and a half, basically, basically around yesterday's low, a little bit lower than that to be fair, but a closure below there. And then, yeah, probably going to see this one come down significantly more actually. But for right now, would be having a slightly higher probability for that upside move. We've seen several of these setups play out, even in the past few weeks here, going back to June 23rd. Or sorry, June 16th. So almost a month now, I guess. But even then, looking at them, pretty solid right there, or at least in my opinion. So, obviously not guaranteed to work out. That is, what a 71.5% probability would mean, but a little bit more on the higher side. So better than a coin flip right there. And yeah, I would be looking at that as rather relevant. And also I just wanted to look at this one as well, just because it's a good insight as to kind of what to expect when we go back on over here to that skeleton key and the quant program, as this is a quant program related strategy, and the skeleton key just allows you to kind of work around and optimize those tools a little bit better. And then yes, you can use it for optimization features as well, automation features as well, meaning that you can actually automate your trades with it. I'll probably record a video on that tool. Yeah, I'll record a video on this tool a little bit later, but yeah, after this sale, we'll be bundling that up with the quant program, and so this will be its own thing, and I think it'll actually be, I think it'll be very, very much welcomed, especially by people who just don't want to be at their fucking computer all day long. So fair enough. Or you can be like me and still be at your computer all day long, but just watch this instead of doing it yourself. Anyways, I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off. A little bit of a shorter video today. Again, going back to the ranges over here, I think that this gets it incredibly well. So yeah, we'll leave it right there. As always, want to be wishing you the best. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully Sunday.